पे आज चल जा थियोरी ऑफ वेनस पार्ट 2 वेनस प्लैनेट ऑफ डेफिनेशन इंटरनली वेनस इज थॉट टू कंसिस्ट ए कोर mantle and crust the latter releasing internal heating through its active volcanism shaping the surface large resurfacing instead of plate tectonics. Venus is one of two planets in the solar system which have no moons. What is the simple definition of Venus planet? Answer: Venus is the second planet from the Sun and our closest planetary neighbor, similar in structure and size to Earth. The Venus spins slowly in the opposite direction from most planets. What is the theory of life on Venus? Answer: It has been speculated that life on Venus may have come to Earth through lithopanspermia via the ejection of icy bodies that facilitated the preservation of multicellular life on long interplanetary voyages. Current models indicate that Venus may have been habitable. What is the scientific definition of Venus? Answer: Venus is a terrestrial or inner planet and at interior conjunction comes nearer to Earth than any other planet depending on its phase. Next, it is also the brightest object in the night sky aside from Earth's moon. Next, 5 number question: what is the theory of a planet? Answer: the modern nebular theory. The planet originated in a dense disk formed from material in the gas and dust cloud that collapsed to give us the sun. 6 number: what is the Venus planet called? Answer: Venus has been called Earth twin because of the similarities in their masses, size and densities and their similar relative locations in the solar system. 7 number: who is called Venus? Answer: worship of Aphrodite continued throughout the Roman period known as Venus. She came to symbolize Rome's imperial power like her Greek counterpart Aphrodite. Venus was intimately associated with love and beauty, yet other elements were distinctive to the Roman goddess. 8 number: who discovered Venus? Answer: astronomer Galileo Galilei. Venus is the brightest planet in the sky since it's also the closest. Because of that, humans have lived with knowledge of it for as long as our eyes have turned up to the heavens. As the first person to look at Venus in a telescope was that prodigious astronomer Galileo Galilei. तापर पे जा 9 नंबर क्वेश्चन: हु डिस्कवर्ड लाइफ ऑफ वेनस? आंसर: ग्रीव्स. द रिविलेशन वाज शेप्ड बाय ग्रीव्स, ए साइंटिस्ट फ्रॉम Cardiff University during the Royal Astronomical Society National astronomy meeting Cardiff in 2023, phosphine was first detected in the clouds of Venus by a group of scientists in September 2020. Half scientists found life on Venus. Answer: we do not know for sure though, and looking for evidence of past life on Venus is almost impossible with current technologies, although orbits can teach us a lot about a planet. To search for signs of past life, we need to take a much closer look. Next 11 question: who was the first person to land on Venus? Answer: the first successfully landing on Venus was by Venera 7 on December 15, 1970 on another planet, as well as the first successful transmission of data from another planet's surface to Earth. Next 12 question: who lives on Venus? Answer: to date no or present life there in the early 1960. Studies conducted via spacecraft demonstrated that the current Venusian environment is extreme compared to Earth. What is the Venus like? Dated 27 October 2023. Answer: with extreme heat and crushing atmospheric pressure, the surface of Venus today or 27 October 2023 is one of the deadliest environments in the solar system. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, even though Mercury is twice as close to the sun and received 4 times more solar energy at the surface. Venus has average temperature of 470 degrees Celsius or 878 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. Venus is so hot because of its thick carbon dioxide or CO2 atmosphere, which traps heat, creating or runaway greenhouse effect. 54 times more dense than Earth. It is the densest terrestrial atmosphere in the solar system. The atmosphere pressure of the surface of Venus is about 92 bar or 1350 pounds per square inch. This is the equivalent of the pressure you had experienced if you were a kilometer, about 0.6 miles under water on Earth. Next पिलामाने जीवा next 14 number question. What was the Venus like in the past? Answer: although Venus is a hellscape today, it likely due to have similar conditions to Earth: ocean of liquid water, mild climate, and other characteristics that may have made it habitable. Past missions to Venus have found evidence of granite-like rocks that would have required the presence of water to form. Because of heat like this, some scientists think the planet may have had liquid water on its surface for 2 billion years, for longer than Mars when likely it surface water for a relatively brief 300 million years. তারপর next 15 question. Did life exist on Venus in the past? Answer: because the liquid water is the key to life as we know it. If Venus had water on its surface for billions of years, it's possible that microbial life emerged during that time. We do not know for sure though, and looking for evidence of past life on Venus is almost impossible with current technologies. Although orbiters can teach us a lot about a planet, to search for signs on Mars, we look for past microbial life by sending rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance to analyze rock samples, but Venus is much more difficult place to explore on the surface. Next question jiba tabare the Venus exit only 15 hour only handful of landers have successful missions were only able to operate for hours at most before being destroyed by the planet's extreme conditions. This does not give spacecraft enough time to do things like collect and analyze rock samples to look for microscopic fossils. 16 number. Does life exist on Venus now? Answer: although life as we know it is almost certainly impossible in the harsh conditions on the surface of Venus, it is possible that it could of Venus survive in the Venusian atmosphere. Although Venus' lower atmosphere contains toxic clouds of sulfuric acid at higher levels, the conditions are much less deadly. In second point, in 2020, scientists announced they found phosphine gas or phosphine gas, formula is pH 3, a potential biosignature that is a chemical strongly associated with biological process in Venus clouds 50 kilometers, roughly 31 miles above the surface, where temperatures and pressures are much more Earth-like. Phosphine's presence has since been disputed, then later reclaimed, but with an alternative explanation for its origins. Disputed once again and redetected lower on the atmosphere. The verdict on whether phosphine exists in the clouds of Venus and whether its presence would mean there were forms producing it is still very much undecided. Next 17 question. What element was found on Venus? Answer: the presence of sulfur and iron in the Venusian clouds reveals another potential pathway for life. Photosynthesis is also possible on Venus because enough solar energy in the photosynthetic wavelength range reaches the clouds. 18 number. Does metal melt in Venus? Answer: similar in structure and size to Earth. Venus spins slowly in the opposite direction from most planets. Its thick atmosphere traps heat in a runaway greenhouse effect, making it the hottest planet in our solar system with surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead. 19 number. What is inside Venus? Venus is not a rocky planet. The interior of Venus is made of a metallic iron core that's roughly 2,400 miles to 6,000 kilometer wide. Venus crust is mostly basalt and is estimated to be 6 to 12 miles or 10 to 20 kilometers thick on average. 20 number question. Is Venus hot or cold? Answer: Venus is the expression as its proximity to the sun and its dense atmosphere make it our solar systems. Venus is a hot planet, by far the hottest planet in our solar system, hotter even than Mercury. When though Mercury closer to the sun, then Venus is hot. 21. Does it rain or snow on Venus? Answer: now add this fact to the list of crazy things about space on Venus. It snow metal at the very top of Venus mountains beneath the thick clouds is a layer. Next 21. What is of Venus in astrology? It rules over Bharani, Purva, Falguni and Purvashada constellations. The lucky metals and gemstones are copper, Cu symbols, silver, Ag symbols, brass, berry, color, jade, diamond, albasters, white, cream and ivory are its lucky color. Hence planet Venus is very prominent in terms of astrology as well as astrology. 22 question. In Venus Venus has no magnetic, but some models indicates that the planet could have supported a global magnetic field of unity billion years ago. Earth's global magnetic field is thought to be tied to properties of the planet's fluid metallic core. 23. Does Venus have oxygen? The atmosphere contains a range of compounds in small quantities, including some based on hydrogen chloride HCl and hydrofluoride HF. There is carbon monoxide, water vapor and atomic oxygen as well. 24. Can we touch Venus planet? And despite its appeal, the second planet from the sun is one of the No, that is partly because modern Venus is famously hellish. Temperatures are hot enough to melt lead, choking clouds of sulfuric acid swirl through its atmosphere. ପିଲାମାନେ ଭିଡ଼ିଓଟି ଯଦି ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଥାଏ ଲାଇକ୍ କର, ସେୟାର କର, ସବସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ୍ କର। ରହୁଛି, ନମସ୍କାର।